Sanbonani, welcome back, Abafundi. So we are carrying on and we are finishing off. I think we're probably going to finish today with our financial maths. We are going to look at a thing called a sinking fund. All right, but let's quickly first remind ourselves of kind of what we've done so far. We've got these different formulae and we're going to use quite a lot of them today. All right, and what a sinking fund is. A sinking fund is a savings fund, okay? So now, if it's savings, is that future value or present value, okay? It's a future value, okay? It's a future value fund, which is typically set up for the replacement of equipment, expensive equipment, okay? Right, so suppose you've got a factory or a business. Here's an example, right? This piece of equipment here is expensive. Ayadula. Okay, what we want to be able to do is we want to put money aside, save money each month, so that when we need to replace it, we've got the money. Okay, all right. Now, a couple of things happen here. The first thing is that we are given how much this thing costs today, 850,000 Rand. Okay, what's going to happen, it's going to depreciate, and we've been told at what rate, but we've also been told at what, using what method. Okay, it's only going to last for 7 years. After 7 years, Nati Khumalo is going to be able to sell it at its depreciated value. Okay, but now the problem is that the new one, because of inflation, the new one is going to increase at 7% per annum. Okay, so now we are asked some questions here. What will Nati's TLB be worth in 7 years' time? So now we're going to use our reducing balance depreciation. Here's our formula, A equals P 1 minus I to the N. Right, it's currently worth 850,000. We're going to go 1 minus 0,1, that's 10%, that's the depreciation there. And 7 years. Right, so we're going to work out what his existing one is going to be worth in 7 years' time. Okay, so that's quite a straightforward thing to work out. 850,000, open brackets, 1 minus 0,1 to the power of 7. It's only going to be worth 406, 552, and 37. Now, I'm going to need that number just now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store it. Remember, I can go Shift, Store, STO. It's the same on all the calculators. And then I pick one of these little red letters. So I'm going to go A. All right. So that answer is now stored in a memory called A. All right. So the answer is 406 Rand. So 406,000 Rand, 552 and 37 cents. Okay, when I do that, I actually like to write a little A here in a circle. And what that's telling me is that I've stored that number in A. Now, what is a new TLB? This thing's called TLB. What is a new one going to cost in 7 years' time? Well, now I'm using the green pen now because now it's actually about increase. It's our compound interest formula. Okay, our 850,000, 1 plus, now inflation is going to be 7%, so 0,07, 7 years. Let's see what that's going to come to. Okay, so 850,000, 1,07, that's 107%. Is our kind of multiplier, and we want that to the power of 7. Okay, and we get, sure, a lot more, 1.36 million. Okay, I'm going to store this number because I'm going to need it just now. I'm going to store that, and let's store that one in B. All right, so what we've now got, we've got that number stored in B. Let's just write that number down. It's 1 million. It's helpful to space out the digits. 1,364, 914. and 26 cents. That's what a new one's going to cost. So now the next question is, what will Nati be short of? How much will he be short in 7 years' time? Well, that's very easy. That's just going to be this number that's in B minus the number that's in A. All right, so in other words, it's just going to be the price of a new one, 1,364,914 and 26, minus the price of the old one, 406,552 and 37. On my calculator, it's just going to be B minus A. All right, so let's just pull that up and remind ourselves how we get those numbers back. We just go recall B minus recall A, and we get that. He's going to be nearly R1,000,000 short. He's going to be 958,361 and 89. And I'm going to store that as well. I'm going to go shift store, and I'm going to put that into C. All right, 958,361, 89. 958,361 and 89 cents. Okay. All right, now this is where we form what is called a sinking fund. And a sinking fund is a savings account. It's a future value annuity in order that he can replace this thing. So the rate of interest, and remember we want to replace it in 7 years' time. All right, the rate of interest is 9% per annum. So what we need is this number here, 958,361,89, which by the way we stored in C. All right, we need that to equal the value of some payments, okay, invested, so future value, 1 plus 0,09 over 12 to the power of 84. That's 7 years monthly payments, 7 times 12, minus 1 over 0,09 over 12. Okay, and let's, now the advantage of having stored that in our calculator, we'll see now, right? Now we can work out what's in the square bracket here. Well, what's in the square bracket is the following. It's 1 plus, sorry, let's put brackets there. 1 plus fraction button 0,09 over 12 to the power of 84 minus 1 to the power of 84 minus 1, and on the bottom we've just got 0,09 over 12. Okay, we get 116,42. All right, let's store that in D. Okay, so 116,43. I've stored that, shift store in D. Okay, right, so 958,361,989 equals, and I'm trying to remember what that number was now. It was 116,4 lots of X. So now I want to take, and this number here I've stored in D. So now our X will be just this number, which we stored in C, divided by this number, which we stored in D. All right, so let's have a go. Divide what we stored in C by what we stored in D. And that'll give us our monthly payment. So every month, the business must save 8,231 and 45 cents. And what that will mean is that by the time 7 years pass, they will have saved up this amount of money. All right. And this amount of money, adding in the value of the old one, gives them enough money to buy the new one. All right, so that's how a sinking fund works. Okay, and let's just fill in this little note before you try one yourselves. Okay, a sinking fund is typically set up to meet the shortfall between the increased price of the new one, the new thing, whatever it is, and the depreciated value of the old one. shortfall means how much we are short. Okay, so how much money we need to kind of add in. All right. Okay, so here's an example. We're going to ask you to pause the video and try it. All right, it's the very last example that we're going to do, and then we're going to go over it together. Okay, so quite a lot of reading here. There's 110 laptops, okay, which are going to need to be replaced after 5 years. Each laptop costs 6,000 Rand. Okay, so in fact the total investment is actually 110 times 6,000. Right, it's actually 660,000 Rand. Okay, all right, now that value is going to depreciate at 15% per annum on a reducing balance. Okay, the supplier is going to buy all those old laptops back at the depreciated value, but unfortunately the price of new laptops is going to grow by 6% per annum. Okay, and then we're going to set up a sinking fund. We'll get to that just now. The first question is, how much money will be required? Okay, and the amount of money required is just going to be the difference between the price of the new laptops, which is going to be 660,000 Rand, one plus the laptops are going to increase at 6%, so 1 plus 0.06 to the power of 5, that's over 5 years. Now we're going to subtract the value, the depreciated value of these laptops, so 660,000 Rand, and they're going to depreciate at 15%, okay, and to the power of 5. So we can quite easily work all of this out. Okay, it's going to be 660,000 times 1.06 to the power of 5 minus 660,000 times 1 minus 0.5 is 0.85 to the power of 5. Okay, and what we work out is that they need 590,383 and 38 cents. 590,383 and 38. Okay, now the last question is, how much must they put into the future value annuity each month in order to end up with that after 5 years? And that's really straightforward, because remember, our future value of all these future payments must come to this 383.38, and that will be our payment. And then here we've got 1 plus, our interest rate is 12% per annum. It's actually 1% per month, but we'll do it slowly. All right, how many months? That's right, 60. Okay, 5 years, 12 months a year, 60 months over 0.1 over 12. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take this number that's on screen and we want to divide it by all the stuff in the square brackets. So it's going to be divided by brackets, fraction, bracket, 1 plus 0.12 over 12 to the power of 60 minus 1 over 0.12 over 12, close bracket. And we get 7,228 and 92 cents. Each month the school must put away 7,228 and 92 cents. And doing that, they will save, over a 5-year period, they'll save this amount of money. That's how much they'll end up with. And that will then go with the price of the sale price of the depreciated laptops to fund the price of the new laptops. Okay, right. I think there may be a blank page or two. I can't recall, but if there is, you can find some more examples on which to practice. Okay, right. That brings us to the end of this topic, and we look forward to seeing you next time when we're going to be looking at some statistics, some paper 2 data handling. We look forward to that. Bye now. Have a great day, everyone.